Man, welcome back to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. And week one, what a crazy week one. Maybe a not so crazy week one. Right now when we're recording, Monday Night Football is on. Got the Craft Man in the building. What up?
There's gonna be a lot of screaming and yelling during this podcast if Cortland Sutton does a little something right here.
I tell you what, man, right now I'm down by 8 with only Javonte Williams left. And if he don't get me a few points, I'm throwing shit. That's just a fact. I will throw my phone at the computer. We got old Levi Barksdale in the building, watching Monday Night Football, back on the podcast. What's going on, man?
Shoot, not much, man. I'm kind of interested, man. I think Geno Smith's trying to pull something out on old Russell Wilson. I think he feels some type of way for him leaving him.
The Seahawks definitely looked a little. They look sharp so far through one quarter. I'll say that. Touchdown to the tight end. So if you were playing Will Dissly this week, things are looking up. Hope everybody had a good week. Hope you won some games. I know some of y'all lost. Heck, I won some. I lost one. Might win another. Might lose. But let's just hop on some of this news. Some of this week one news. We'll start off with one of the big ones. Dak Prescott. He was already looking like trash, but then he went out there and just did something. Got his thumb hurt, got his hand hurt on a couple back-to-back plays. Out for 7 weeks. Kraft, what you think about that?
Man, CD Lamb takes the biggest hit from this, and without Dak, like you said, they were already looking terrible. Their offensive line is bombed out and depleted. Like, they are. I would say that between the Packers and the Cowboys, they both had the worst performances on Sunday.
I'm with you on that. CD. I got CD in a Dynasty League. Obviously in Dynasty, you're not doing anything, but dang, that's tough. Redraft, though, I don't know what the hell you're going to do about this dude, CD Lamb. I mean, I'm hearing about CD Lamb getting traded for bottom of the barrel type stuff. Would y'all be looking to trade CD Lamb and redraft? In our average Joe's League, if you got CD, are you trading him?
Go ahead, Levi. Tell me what you think.
I'm not trading him, dude. I watched to be honest, man, I watched Cooper Rush last night at the end of that game, bro, and he looked better than Dak Prescott to me. I mean, he's not as good of a quarterback, dude, but he was slinging that thing, son, and it was just kind of like whoever's open. I ain't got no friends out here. I'm just giving it. If you open, I'm giving it to you. So I'm not trading CD. I got him in Dynasty too, but shoot, I would trade for him. I mean, he's still an elite wide receiver, man. And Dak Prescott's trash, so anything's an upgrade.
I'm with you. In Dynasty, with the way things are looking, I would definitely go try to get CD on the low if I could. No doubt about it. Redraft, probably trying to look into to move him maybe. It's a tough call, though. It's a tough call.
Levi just be kicking folks when they're down, bro. He's like that. He said Dak sucks on the last episode. And now he got hurt. He's like, man, he sucks even worse now.
I was honest though, man. I don't like Dak Prescott. I didn't like him last year, and I don't like him this year even more. I mean, there's not much to like. He got to like 4 fantasy points last night, and then broke his hand and had to go home.
Yeah, CD had 11 targets and 2 receptions, and those were Dak targets. So it wasn't doing all that well in that first game. But in redraft, I would trade CD. I'm opposite. In Dynasty, you definitely got to keep him. 8 weeks is not much in the scheme of things, but in redraft, I mean,
me and you talked about them 11 targets. What was he? He was 2 for 11 or 3 for 11.
2.
Okay, 2 for 11. But I watched that entire game from start to finish last night, and maybe 4 of them passes were catchable. Just because it's a target don't mean the ball was catchable. He was throwing behind him, like 4 or 5 steps behind him. They had CD in triple coverage at times, and Dak was trying to thread the needle, and he wasn't throwing the ball good. So don't take those 11 targets into consideration because Dak looked awful last night. He wasn't throwing dimes.
And in the same game, Chris Godwin came back, already went out with I think they said he's a hamstring issue. You know, you probably wasn't playing in week 1 in my personal opinion, but I don't know. Chris Godwin out, looking like he's probably going to miss some weeks. What you think about that one, Kraft?
All you can do with Godwin at this point is see and wait if they put him. I don't think he's going to be on IR, so you're just going to have to keep him on your bench because he's too good to drop, in my opinion.
Yeah, not much to say about the Godwin. Najee walked off with a little foot injury. He's been dealing with a foot injury. Liz Frank, 4 weeks prior to the season, Najee already hopping off. They saying it's nothing, but the way he was acting, it sure looked like a little something. He was acting like he was hurting.
Yeah, he just being a little bitch, but I'm reading something that says he's expected to be good to go for week 2. So that's what I'm seeing right now. This was 2 hours ago. Still Monday though. There might be a conflicting source later on in the week. You know how these players are. Sometimes Levi's about to get on a tangent right here, but sometimes these folks be out for tightness.
Yeah.
That's like my number one thing, dude. I tell Austin, like, I understand if they have like a real severe injury, man. Like, I say they're overpaid babies, but me and Austin, you know, I get it if you've got a major injury, but being out for tightness, man, miss me with that, dude. I got arthritis. I literally have arthritis in both knees and a torn meniscus, and I still go walk up and down stairs all day.
Man, I'm with you. I could not agree more with Levi. Some tightness, man. I'm with you. That's soft, especially the way that dude was acting. I thought the dude was out for the year for the way he was all punching the ground and shit. But, man, what's some other news? What we got out there, man?
Elijah Mitchell's out for 7 weeks.
Whew, tough blow to the 49ers. If you got him on there, be on the lookout for guys like Jeff Wilson. Who else am I missing? I mean, that's a running back room I try to stay away from, but
Debo time, even more.
Debo. I went real receiver heavy in the average Joes, man, and so that was kind of like that was supposed to be my stud running back, man. So that really hurt me right there.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That game was in the rain. Trey Lance, proving my words right. On a week by week basis, the dude's a bum. I'm just kidding. I ain't say all that, but as far as that game goes, throw that shit out the window because that game don't even matter. That junk was like a hurricane out there. It just is what it is. Like, Debo got a touchdown. Chicago came out with the win. I know Justin Fields had an all right game. But
yeah, that game, like you said, just throw it out the window. Don't, like, Cole Kmet had 0 points. I'm not looking that far into that. Nobody could throw and catch the ball in that hurricane.
Yeah.
And Levi, I got a question. Why are you drafting people that are getting hurt, bro? You're supposed to know these things.
Hey, why are you losing to me in fantasy this week?
It's not over yet. Russ just got to get about 35, and Jared about 4.
Yeah, and they just and Seattle's just stopping the drive every time, 4 and out. So that ain't looking good, bro.
What else we got? We got anything to share to the people news wise?
No,
that's pretty much the big things, I think.
Yeah, I think we hit on all the big news.
Except the Packers were ass. That's about it.
That's not news, bro. That's a week 1 gimme, man. Deja vu.
Falcons the same old. It is what it is, man. Give me some waiver wires. Who we looking on the waiver wire as far as week 1 goes? Usually there's a few that we can pick and choose from. Who we looking for, Brad?
my number one ad this week, if you're looking, if you're really hurting at tight end, Gerald Everett for the Chargers had a good week, scored a touchdown.
Yep.
Let me see where he finished at. I'll pull that up right quick. But Gerald Everett finished as the tight end 4. He had 3 receptions, 54 yards and a touchdown. None of these tight ends are getting a whole bunch of receptions that were on the waiver wire. I mean, it was a bust all the way around this week for tight ends. OJ Howard was number 2 tight end this week.
I agree with you about going and getting Gerald Everett. Keenan Allen done went down. Eckler had kind of a quiet game. I say Gerald Everett, big times. I go pick him up. There's no doubt about it. Especially at the tight end position where everybody sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There ain't much out there in the tight end world. So if you can find a little diamond in the rough, and if he can just put a good game up every other game, that's probably better than what else you're gonna find out there. So
are you picking up OJ Howard? 2 touchdowns last week?
Absolutely not. Hell no. No. He had 17% snap share, dude. That's not enough to do anything.
Yep. I'm with you. Who else we looking for?
Well, shoot, if he's not going on your waivers, man, or whatever, your free agency, Pat Freiermuth did go off, man. He had nobody else on the Steelers offense did anything except that man.
The Muth did had a solid game. I was watching him. Looked good too. I underestimated him, man. I believe.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's a really good tight end. What?
Oh yeah.
What do y'all think about Joshua Palmer if Keenan Allen's out? So you're going to have Mike Williams, Joshua Palmer, probably the number 2 in that offense.
I'd say he's a nice little pickup.
Bad.
I feel like you're always going and getting guys that are on these powerful offenses. So Joshua Palmer, if you need a wide receiver in the flex, I'm definitely at least considering sliding him in on a week-to-week basis if you need it.
Well, he looked fine just getting, like last year when me and Austin was starting him in the DraftKings, man. He looked fine when he was on the field, which was rarely, but shoot, I think if you give him a little full-time, part-time little spot, I think he'll do fine.
Kraft, are we looking at anybody like Pacheco, Jaylen Warren, guys like that?
Pacheco, you can if you want to add him and just bench him and sit and see what his snap count's going to look like. His snap percentages are between him and Clyde. That's fine. But last week's game was such a blowout. Clyde was in there at the start. They scored and got off the field, and they were up by so much that Pacheco did get a garbage time touchdown. But I would like to see what that usage is going to be like, in a competitive game.
Agreed. Who else we looking for out there on them waiver streets?
You got Curtis Samuel and Jahan Dotson, both for Washington. 2 different stories between them. Curtis Samuel was pretty much filled with volume. He was the mini Debo out there.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
11 targets, 8 receptions. Couple carries. Sneaky.
Yeah, a couple carries in the backfield. They were giving that man the ball. So I think he would probably be my if I was looking for tight end, Everett would be my number 1 ad this week. And then outside of Everett, I think Curtis Samuel would be the second guy that I'd want to get. Or the guy I'm about to mention right here, Jahan Dotson. He didn't have the volume that Samuel had, but he finished the week at wide receiver 16 with 3 receptions on 5 targets for 40 yards and 2 touchdowns. So
yeah,
we all know rookies get better as the year goes along, and this was only the first week. So,
any love for Carson Wentz?
It was Jacksonville, man.
Yes. While we on it, man, that's one. You hate to overreact. Trevor Lawrence, I might be eating one on that one. That dude, possibly in the bus range, possibly.
He looked pretty rough again. But your Your boy Christian Kirk did put in work though, didn't he?
Hey, I'm telling you, would you trade CD for Christian Kirk?
Dude, Chris Kirk had 12 targets,
Yeah.
117 yards. Man, that would be tough, but I'm gonna regret like hell saying this, but well, no, I ain't gonna regret it because I don't think I could. I still couldn't do CD. He's still the number one in that offense.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. Any more any waivers that we're looking at? It's pretty much about it, I think.
Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson, yeah. Definitely got to look at that San Francisco backfield now.
Mm-hmm.
Levi, you got anybody you looking at?
I just got like a sidebar, man. You can look at whoever you want to and have them in your eye, but if you ain't got no injuries, don't be dumping your team off the first week. It's the first week.
Yeah, definitely don't overreact and blow it up and do something crazy. But
yeah,
also
put people on the back burners, man. I mean, if you think they're gonna hit, do what you want to. But if you drafted some people kind of high and they ain't turning out on the first week, give them second, third week, and if they ain't turning out, start doing something. You don't want to piss away a known talent just because some nobody got in and had a decent game. You're not going to drop Travis Kelce for Pat Fryermuth because Kelce didn't do nothing 1 week.
Yeah, if you did that, shame on you.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, for like younger guys out there, younger people in fantasy, man, I mean, it's easy to make mistakes because you don't know how catastrophic what you're doing could be to your team.
Agreed. Oh, yeah. Couldn't agree more. Yeah. Also, go capitalize on other people's mistakes. Some people get emotional. Some people are dropping folks. Just go ahead and capitalize on that. Matt Kraft, let's just talk about who went off this week and our winners and our shitters.
Yeah, the winners.
Who took a dump out there? Who went off? Let's just start off with the good real quick so we can talk about the bad. But, obvious. Justin Jefferson against your Green Bay Packers.
Close to your heart.
You talking about winners?
Yep.
Closest one to my heart.
Yeah, I was going. Yeah, winners. Closest one to your heart. I thought we were going losers, and I thought you were going to go CeeDee Lamb since he destroyed your hopes and dreams over the weekend.
Well, shit, let's go CeeDee Lamb because in a PPR
we can go ahead and go winners.
All right, well, shit, my winner for real through week 1 is Michael Pittman. Then, finished 5th on the day. The Colts really didn't even look that good. Matt Ryan played bad. Still, Pittman was the number 5 receiver of the day. I've been high on him all summer. A lot of people have been. Michael Pittman, I mean, he's a bad man. It's crazy because before this league started, I could have traded CD for Michael Pittman. I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. Well, I wish I'd have done it at least from a week 1 standpoint. But Pittman yesterday, let's see, let me check it out. 13 targets, 9 receptions, 121 yards, and a touchdown. Can't complain with that.
Definitely not. Levi, who's near and dear to your heart that helped you win this week?
That helped me win, or like who did I just witness go off this week?
Either one.
That helped you win. Yeah.
Well, I mean, well, shoot, I had something else going, man. Now let me go look at my little roster real quick. Hang on, because you just messed me up.
Shoot, another guy I had that helped me win, Cooper Kupp, 31 points, had like 14 targets. Love me some Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I knew Levi was going to say Stephon Diggs, man. He got him.
I was, man. I was, dude. But I still gotta go Jamar Chase. He outscored this week, dude. He outscored Stephon Diggs. I mean, it's just he did it all year last year too. He's a beast, man. Stephon had like 22 and a half. Jamar had like right at 24. That man was 10 for 16 on receptions with 129 yards, man, with 1 touchdown. The dude's just a beast. He's always going to be a beast. He's
could have been too.
Huh?
I said it should have been too. If y'all were watching that game, the Bengals didn't challenge a play, and Jamar Chase was over the line, and they ended up going getting stuffed at the goal line and not being able to get in the end zone
Yeah.
to win that game. So he
Jamar,
could have had 2 touchdowns.
definitely a good one. Jamar looked like on a whole nother level yesterday when I was watching him. So he's definitely up there. Kraft, what you got
Yeah.
for us?
I'm going to do 2 names that I really don't want to say. But one of them's okay. I was a little bit down on him. He had a really good first week. Is that AJ Brown? 10
Yeah.
receptions for 155. I mean, very good week. He was the only one involved. Devontae Smith did not have one single catch. Dallas Goedert had about 3 receptions. So he did great. And finishing at wide receiver number 8 in week 1 was Michael Thomas. 57 yards, 2 touchdowns.
One that Kraft has to eat it a little bit for week 1, man. His buzz pick going for a couple tubs and
Hey, the season is a long season, man. Devin Duvernay and Michael Thomas had the same stat line about, so anything can happen sometimes.
This
right
is
place at
my
the right time. Way I look at
this
it.
is my best advice on Michael Thomas in Dynasty. Probably redraft too, though, but Dynasty for sure. This is the perfect time to go trade his ass. Get rid of him. You're not going to get too much production like this. You don't go against the Falcons defense 17 times a year. So this one right here, I mean, I think they play Tampa Bay next week. He's going to struggle next week versus that Tampa Bay defense, I would imagine. Perfect time to trade Michael Thomas.
I agree totally.
Well, hey Matt, you want to make Austin eat one more real quick?
Go for it.
I got that dude over in Las Vegas, man, that he swore the only person that could give him them kind of numbers was old Aaron Rodgers, but Derek Carr gave Devontae Adams 25 points this week.
Yep, gave him, let's see, had 17 targets, 10
receptions, 141 yards. That man was averaging 14.1 yards, man.
I'm going to have to be with Kraft on that one. I'm eating a little bit on that one, too, because I definitely didn't think he was going to get – 17 targets. I'm kind of surprised by that.
Nobody else got any targets. My bus candidate I lost my train of thought. They're tight end, man. Yeah, Darren Waller, he didn't do nothing, dude, but that's because Devontae was eating up all the target share.
He ate it alive, man. He had a buffet out there. Nobody got to eat. Like Hunter Renfrow was like, just save me a shrimp cocktail. He couldn't get nothing. Devontae's like, nah, bro. Like hungry hippos, and he's the only hippo on the board.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So of course, gotta highlight Justin Jefferson, 39.4 points in your PPR leagues. That dude had 2 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs with a huge week. Just if you were in
Jared Judy just scored a 50-yard touchdown, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Give it to Javonte, man. This dude
I'm sorry to interrupt you, bro, but that just ruined my week.
This dude
I hadn't even seen it yet. It's happening right now.
67-yard touchdown.
67-yard touchdown by Jared Judy.
Baby. Yes, sir.
Oh, that hurts.
Currently, I'm down by 6 in the fourth and the 6th in the last game. Javonte still. That's the kind of shit I don't need happening right now. I just need him to drive it down the field.
I just lost in the average Joes to Noah, though, man. That's awful. Shout out Noah.
But yeah, let's talk about some of these players that didn't do any good. I know we all got some in mind. I'll just go first because I had CD Lamb. Couldn't have been hyping CD up more than what I've been doing this offseason. In a PPR league, the dude got me 4 points. And for those of y'all who don't know, you get a whole point for catching the ball. So 2 of those points were just from catching it. The guy got me 4. 11 targets. The offense looked terrible. The O-line looked bad. Just all the way around. CD. We've been talking about him this whole podcast, but yeah, what a shitty day. He is my number 1 shitter of the week.
That was very nice. I don't remember having like anybody on my team that like or a high round draft pick that shit the bed. I was on the MVS train, and he really did me in this week. He didn't do much, but Ezekiel Elliott had a terrible week. Kind of predicted that one going against Tampa. Derrick Henry didn't really go out there and do his thing either. So that's probably my two main busts of the week is Derrick Henry. Really, the first round running backs.
Yeah,
all of them.
That's what I was just about to say. Really, if you went wide receiver in the first round, you had a good week one. If you went running back in the first round, unless you went, you had Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift. They had big games. Other than that, you were probably disappointed with your running back production.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, Levi.
The guy that I was really, I know that they had a bunch of weather up there, man, and he wasn't a high round pick, but Darnell Mooney, man, that man only got me 1.3 points, man. That's unacceptable. You're the best receiver on that team. You got 1.3. Come on, dude.
Yep. I like Darnell Mooney. I keep on saying Moody all the time. Mooney, I like him.
You can't say that man's name.
I'm telling you, man, some words I just can't pronounce, man. And Mooney is just one of them. I cannot say that word for some reason. But what like Levi said, 1 point, that's terrible. But it was a hurricane out there. Say chalk it up. Hopefully, we'll see something better from Mooney from here on.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so, man.
Crap, what you got for
us? Mooney's kind of a speed guy, and out there in that weather, man, that's just not conducive to the way he likes to play. So I ain't like I said, I ain't chalking up nothing in that game. Trey Lance, Cole Kmet, Darnell Mooney, let's just try again next week, and then we'll start fresh from there with that game.
But, another guy that really kind of shit the bed, man, and I told Austin that this could happen before the season started, but I know that it's the first game, so it'll probably change. T. Higgins shit the bed with 3.7 points. Huh?
He got hurt in the first quarter, though.
Well, you are correct, but still, hey, man, not scoring no matter how you don't do it. But Tyler Boyd kind of went off in comparison. I told you I thought Tyler Boyd could outscore T. Higgins this year.
Shoot, I'm with you. I think you should look to T. Higgins to maybe. Before the season started, I was thinking, dang, I think T. Higgins might do better than Jamar. Maybe I knew it was a reach, but Jamar, the way he looked yesterday, sheesh. I won't ever say that again.
Ain't nobody out doing that, man.
That was without T. Higgins, man. It's 1 week, and he got a concussion in the first quarter, bro. They could have went totally different. They could have went totally different, and I can't believe you didn't just get on Levi for saying Tyler Boyd will outscore T. Higgins. You just said, "Oh yeah, I'm with you, bro." You didn't even like wince at that. Like, what the hell did that man just say? No, he didn't.
Oh well, yeah. He did went out with a concussion or whatever. Hopefully, he'll be back next week. We'll see how it goes. Anybody else we just want to bash the hell out of real quick?
I bash people all day long, man. But running backs, but quarterbacks, we're talking about Dak Prescott. He's done. Aaron Rodgers had a terrible game, just awful. Didn't have. If you had Aaron Rodgers in your lineup this week, most likely you lost.
Yeah, Stafford had a bad game. Tom Brady had a bad game.
Mac Jones had a bad game.
I don't know what they got going on with that offense in New England, man. That man, Bill
It's
Belichick.
Terrible, dude.
Listen, Bill Belichick, if you just happen to be listening to this podcast, go hire you an offensive coordinator. This putting all these little bums in here, just randomly calling plays, that's insane. It makes no sense. And I'm right here for you, Bill.
Dawson Knox is a bum.
Yeah.
All tight ends were bums.
Except for Kelsey.
I was going to say, I went high and got Kelsey in one of my leagues, man, in the Yahoo League, and he goes off, dude. He goes off every time he touches the football field. He can come out there with 2 broke legs and just do up everybody out there. Oh, Matt, what happened? What happened to Miko?
Got him a touchdown.
He scored.
Let's see. Only scored 10 fantasy points in PPR leagues, but did get him a touchdown. I feel like this week in that Kansas City game, it was kind of like what people were expecting. He's just going to be spreading it around. It could be anybody's day.
Except for MVS week 1, but I'm still thinking he can do it. It's just like you said, it's going to be spread around. It's going to be kind of unpredictable in that offense, but there's going to be some good games to be had. It's just going to be very risky to throw one out there week in and week out.
It blows my mind that Patrick Mahomes had as many fantasy points as he actually scored in the game.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes was ridiculously good. Sharp as ever, man.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all see where he got inducted into the Hall of Fame at the college that he went to yesterday or today?
Oh,
or it had to be today. Yeah, he got inducted into like their Hall of Fame this morning.
Well, shoot, Kraft, what you thinking, man? We're gonna wrap it up, or you got any more people we want to bash the hell out of real quick?
Well, I got a couple running back things that I had written down that I think everybody kind of wants to know as kind of questions that needed to be answered in week 1 that we were thinking. So Clyde, we were wondering what that backfield was going to look like. He was on the field for 39% of snaps, not much, but like I said, game script was not really conducive to him, so we'll have to wait another week for that one. Damian Harris on the field for 39% of snaps. Not good. If you drafted Damian Harris, that's not a good sign. James Robinson, 49% of snaps. ETN was at 51, so that is a shared backfield. ETN's ceiling has dropped tremendously. I still think he's an every week start, but he's not what you're thinking when you drafted him for some folks. So, because James Robinson's back and he looked good. David Montgomery, still 66% of snaps. I don't think he's losing his job quite yet. And we talked on one episode about Breece Hall and Michael Carter, seeing what that was going to look like, but Michael Carter was on the field for 60% of snaps, and he was getting the passing down work.
Yep.
So that lowers Breece Hall. Breece Hall is going to be the early down guy, it looks like, and Michael Carter's going to be in on passing downs. And Will Dissly – no, that's not Will Dissly, never mind. Another tight end just scored. But, yeah, I don't think that the Breece Hall pick is going to work out for a lot of folks with their strength of schedule right now. So
definitely look for him in the back half of the year maybe, but I'm with you right now. Yep, another touchdown from a tight end in that Seahawks game. But shoot, man, I say we just wrap it on up, man. We'll be talking about this stuff all week. Levi, you got anything to say to these people?
Man, I wish.
Hey, check out his podcast, man. Check it out. Just drop that second episode.
Man, it's Red Zones and Warning Tracks, dude. We got, like you said, we got the second episode out. Come give us a listen, man. A whole lot of other content than what y'all get over here, man. We're a little bit outside of the fantasy world. We got a little bit, but not near as much as over here. It's more just two guys talking sports, man. We just talking what we see and how we feel.
I like it, Kraft, man. Anything to say real quick?
It was a great first week of football, man. It was exciting. Won a couple leagues, lost a couple leagues. Hopefully we can pull it all together all at one time and hit. But yeah, man, it was good to watch and try to figure out how some of this stuff's gonna go a little bit. Answer some questions.
Well, shoot, thanks for listening to the podcast. Add the podcast. Add me on Twitter at @CrewMattHamm. That about wraps it up. We'll be dropping material a lot. We'll be dropping material a lot throughout the season, but that about sums it up, man. We out.
Go, Pack, go.
Peace.